Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 3. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to today's transfer special as we get ready for our first season in La Liga to the second tier of Spanish football following our miraculous promotion last season. I'll be honest with you, this coming season, we're in the mud. The bank balance is looking very unhealthy at minus £1 million, which obviously is not ideal. We don't have a huge amount in the wage budget. We've got a transfer budget, which we won't spend anything of because we've got minus £1 million in the bank. We can't afford to spend anything. And the team we've got is very, very young. There's not a whole lot of experience or major quality in there. So this season, we're going to struggle, I think. We're going to struggle, but we're going to try and build a team as best as possible. So I've kind of started that on a bit of a downer, actually. There is some good news to come out of today's episode. Things that have happened off camera since you were last here. You were last here, obviously, for the very end of the season. I've gone through to just about the start of June. We've got 1 month until contracts finish, so some players will leave the club and more players will join the club. So we've got a month to sort of do some business before the actual real hard stuff of the transfer window happens. But we've come back specifically on the 27th of May because of one particular news item. That bit of news is this. One of our club directors is standing down. Mick McElwee has decided to retire from hands-on roles in football and will pursue part-time roles going forward. Now, I'm not sure if this means he is leaving the club or what, but this could trigger some changes in the ownership at the club, and this could mean we might have a takeover. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what's going on because obviously other directors don't have any sort of wage or contract type as they normally don't. This guy has a month-to-month £700 a week contract. I'm not entirely sure what he does or anything like that, but I don't know if it might lead to some changes. Now, obviously he's only director, he's not the chairman, not the guy in charge of the club, but I'm hoping, I'm praying really that it does trigger some changes because we need a sugar daddy coming in. We need a sugar daddy. If I need to, I'll get on the OnlyFans and, get the sugar daddies in that way. But we need money at this club. Hopefully, though, we will start to get some more money in the next few seasons. Now, a few episodes ago, we looked at the requirements for being in the second tier of Spanish football, and you need a 6,000-seater stadium, but you've got 2 years to build it if you don't have that. And as you can see here in this news article, the board have decided to postpone the league required stadium expansion for a little while, so we don't have to get those 6,000 seats just yet. Our stadium's only got room for 2,226 supporters, so obviously that doesn't quite meet the 6,000. However, in 2 years' time, we will have a new stadium being built. Not an expansion to the current stadium, a brand new stadium. Not a whole lot of information about it right now, other than it's going to be in Gibraltar with 8,786 seats at a cost of £9 million. The board have got a loan of £5.5 million for it. Sponsorship covers 1.6 and some grants from the authorities are 3.7. So the whole financing is covered, although a lot of it is through a loan. So construction of that has started, which is very exciting. I'll be honest with you though, I've not a clue where this stadium is going to go because this is the entirety of Gibraltar. The current stadium is just here. Look, we can zoom in. Current stadium's there. There's not a lot of room. I mean, you might think, oh, look at this big green bit. You can put the stadium there. If we put it in 3D instead, zoom right in, and we can turn it around. I mean, look, it's a big mountain. That's what it is. I genuinely don't know where to put a new stadium in Gibraltar. I mean, there's one road that goes into Gibraltar, and you have to go over the airport runway to actually get into Gibraltar, which is absolutely mental. So unless they're knocking down the current stadium, but I don't think they are, because it didn't make sense to do that yet, because we still got to play in it. So this new stadium's got to go somewhere on here. So unless they're, knocking down some sort of warehouse, or they're building an artificial island out here or something like that, or is there, maybe that cricket pitch. Is this a cricket pitch? This could be the spot, I'd be happy to get rid of a cricket pitch because cricket is the worst sport in the world. That could be the spot. Can we get on a street view around here somewhere? Can we see how much space we've got to work with? You can't really get very close to this cricket pitch. Is the cricket pitch over there? Or is it over? But it's not there, that's the sea. So there's a little park and the cricket pitch. Oh, there's the little green. It's not very clear. But I reckon this must be where the new... That's where I put it, at least. Or is there anything on this side of the country? Although it is quite hilly, so maybe not. I mean, there's a pitch there next to the airport. Although I feel like this is more... It looks like a school or something maybe there. And we can't put on a cemetery. So What is this place? Can we street view into it? We can't street view into it. Or we can get here. It might tell us here what it is. No, it does not tell me what it is at all. It's just got lots of lorries and stuff and some raw access contracts. And there's the Cliff of Gibraltar. So if I'm honest with you, the new stadium, it's got to go there, hasn't it? Right on the tip of the country. I think that's where it's going to go. So that is all very exciting, unless of course we get promoted to La Liga before then, and then it becomes a real logistical nightmare because for La Liga you need to have 15,000 seats at a minimum. So we'll have to have an expansion at some point. It doesn't say about the expansion capacity on there, so we might have to have another new stadium if we get to La Liga. Hopefully, there will be a bit of forward thinking from the people in charge planning that, and they will put the expansion capacity up to at least 15,000 so we can get into La Liga. But I don't think we will be troubling La Liga for another few seasons at the very least. Currently, Yaya is cross with me because I've not been playing him enough, basically. He will be leaving at the end of this season. Yaya, I think his time finally has come to a conclusion at the club. He's just not the player he once was. As much as we love Yaya and what he's done for us, he's not the man he used to be anymore. Speaking of good enough, I'm not sure if we have got many players who are good enough for the division we're going into. It's going to be a real struggle. Now, supposedly, Raul Zubillaga is good enough. He is a La Liga 2 level player right now. On the right wing / striker, so we'll play him. But there is some issues with that. Although technically, according to our coaches, he is the best player in the squad, if we find down near the bottom, I struggle to believe this. Raul Jr., the coaches at our club seem to hate him. They're rating him at 2-star current ability, and yet we know that he genuinely is incredible. 25, 35, 37 goals in the league. I struggle, I don't understand what they're on about, basically. I think he is hitting a plateau, Raul Jr. I think he is hitting a plateau. He's not quite as good as we thought he was ever going to be, but he just does get the goals. I think the big issue is that he does have low determination. His work rate isn't brilliant. His personality is only temperamental, which isn't fantastic. On the information side, his media description, media handling style is volatile and confrontational. He's not the model citizen you want as a football player, so he's never going to quite develop to be the very best. But he gets the goals, so obviously we will be starting him next season because look at his goal scoring record. Ernest Cahinde is apparently right up there as well, I suppose, at a La Liga 2 level. However, he's only on loan. His contract is nowhere near up with Espanyol, so we might try and get him on loan again, but I'd love to get him back, but it's going to be very difficult if we can't. Juan Diaz is another winger, so this is the issue we have with Raul Zubillaga. He's probably good enough, Juan Diaz, I would say, but we can't play with two right wingers, and going into the division we're going into, we have to play defensive football because we're not going to be very good, so two strikers isn't really an option. So already, either Raul's got to be dropped because apparently he's not very good, but we know that he is good, or it's going to be one of Raul Zubillaga and Juan Diaz who are going to miss out despite them being some of the best players at the squad. Dikene, the keeper, will be good enough. Cipollini will be good enough. Scott Marshall might just be good enough as well, to be fair. But then after that, it does drop off a little bit, I must say. So we need to get some quality in. What I think we will do is stick with this formation maybe to start off with next season because it worked so well this season. We will keep the 4-3-3 as an option as well because we know that that option of we'll try and score one more than you does work for us as well. But I do think because we are going into a division where we are going to be dominated by some big teams, we do need to create a new formation as well. And it's got to be obviously a 5 at the back system as well. And now potentially with wing backs, potentially not with wing backs. Now I'm going to tweak this a little bit. We've gone for a general 5 at the back. But I think it would be silly not to use the wingers that we've got. So it might end up looking a little bit like this, but maybe having a flat back 5 instead. That's how I kind of see next season working predominantly. It means we've got the option of Diaz or Raul Zubillaga on the right. We can play Timo Wolf or Daz Finley on the left. We've got Raul through the middle. We've got some really good centre mids as well. We've got some decent fullbacks too. And then, of course, we've got a good back line or back 3 defenders. So I think this could be the winning shape for us. Actually getting the tactical style and things like that is a bit different, obviously. But this could be the shape we need to go for. And so just looking at that shape in the squad depth chart on the team report, by looks of things, we do need to, Lepetra and Cahinde are both leaving, obviously, because they're the players in on loan. So centre-back is the biggest priority for us right now. In fact, that whole back line might be the priority. You know, we can survive with Cipollini through the middle, with Scott Marshall through the middle, with Shetigel through the middle. We can survive with Raul Jr. and Zubalaga up front. We can survive with Diaz and Casado on the wing, and with Javi Vazquez and Timo Wolff and Ethan Brito and Daz Finley on the left. I think the back line is where we need to be focusing. However, that is always easier said than done when it comes to signing players, particularly for a club with a lower reputation like ourselves. These are currently the players who have got a contract expiring in the next year or so. So actually, we should probably change that, I would say, to the next 3 months, just to make sure we're not getting anyone who's finishing their contracts next year. We've got players based in Spain, and we will look specifically for centre-backs now as well. So I've been scouting out players for a long time, or getting my scouts to look for players for a long time, and these are apparently the best ones available to us right now who are interested in signing for us that we have got scouted out. And as you can see, there's not an awful lot of talent there. The best guy is Mickey, who's 23 years old, plays for the Valencia B team, 3-star current ability. Now, this scout report could have been done a little while ago. It was done not that long ago, actually literally days ago. So he could be all right, you know. Currently playing at the division we've just been playing in. But I'll be honest with you, this season I think it's just about getting some bodies through the door. So I'd rather play it safe. He's got some good, to be fair, where they matter is his attributes are decent, you know, or we're looking in a decent range at least. So I think we just play it safe and just try and get him in. The issue I can see though is he's currently on £4,500 a week at Valencia. We can't afford that, so I'll be interested to know what he wants from us. Let's just get rid of all of these promises though. Regular starter. Oh no, let's remove and exclude all these promises. Make him a regular starter, which he's not very happy with. He wants to be an important player. Oh, okay, well, I've ruined things already with him because I got rid of too many promises. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think we were going to be able to afford him anyway. Let's get rid of his centre-back thing then and just look for players in general. Annoyingly, he is actually supposedly the second best player that we've got scouted out at all. This guy at the top though, Vincent Aguelo, is a right back / right wing back / right winger. He could be someone to go for. Also at Valencia on £3,500 a week. So again, he could be expensive. But he wants to be a squad player. Suggest that promise. Why is he not agreeing to a squad player? How about regular starter? I mean, there wasn't anything for us to... Okay, well, he doesn't want to join us either. That was very bizarre because there were no promises there at all. Unless he wanted me to make promises, but I've never seen that before. Okay. Oh, maybe we just wait a month and go for the loan market instead. I mean, I'm going to trust the players, basically. My main philosophy is, because we don't have much money, because we don't have much reputation, getting players in is going to be difficult. What I want to do is retain the bulk of the squad and just fill in the gaps as and when needed to, probably with loan players. And talking of retaining players, these players are most likely leaving the club. Mustafa Yaya is definitely going. He's not good enough for us anymore, so set for release. The same with Javier. He never quite developed that young left back / right back. Never quite developed either. Kian Ronan and Javi Vazquez, though, they're slightly different stories. Javi Vazquez is very useful to have. Very useful to have. And if we want to play wing-backs, he's there as a wing-back. The issue is he's average. He's very, very average, if I'm honest with you. How good is Ethan Brito in comparison? Can Ethan Brito just can't play at wing-back, apparently. He's just not good at that, apparently. So that's why Javi Vazquez would be good to keep at the club, because he can play wing-back, gives us that extra option. Yes, he's not that brilliant, but he can play there, and he's cheap. So maybe we do offer him a contract. Now, I want to offer him a squad player role, and he actually does like that. Okay, that's absolutely fine. But he wants £800 a week, up from £250 that he's on right now. Javi, what are you on about? Only a 1-year deal, though. I'm very happy to do a 1-year deal with you, but we need you on much less than what you're asking for right now. So let's put it to 600. He wants 900. How about 650? I just don't want to pay him anywhere over 750, really. You know, but he's insisting. But I'm sorry, I'm not prepared to pay you that much money for a player that really is second choice to Ethan Brito. Kian Ronan is a similar sort of player who can play in different positions. It's very useful to have. But if we look at his history, played 11 games this season, only 5 starts, 6 off the bench. And not very well either. So I feel like Cian Ronan is one to go as well. As much as I like Cian Ronan, he's just not going to develop. They're 24 as well. We're not going to reach that potential. So that was never a factor in my decision making. Just I thought they could be useful. So unfortunately, we're going to lose all these guys. But probably for the better. In terms of staff, I'll sort this out in a minute. But I am more than happy to keep Santiago Rojas at the club as the head of youth development. He's done a very good job so far, I think. You know, he's had 2 development cycles. And he's brought through some decent players. And of course, we'll rename those players next episode and welcome the new Patreon players next episode. And the new Patreon members next episode as well. The Patreon's been popping off recently. So I try and do things in a weekly roundup as opposed to like as and when they happen. But if you want to join the Patreon, there's a link down to that in the description. Either way, I'll sort these ones off camera because staff contracts are very boring to sort out. Thinking of signing players, I think after the game recognises we're in the division above us, I think we'll then be able to actually get some decent players signed up. I think it might just take a little bit of time for the game to recognise that we are promoted in a high division, and it might take a little while for them to sort of realise, the players this is, to realise that we're a good club to come to. At least that's what I'm hoping, because what we've seen so far is not particularly promising. I mean, I call these episodes transfer specials. I mean, at the moment, the past few seasons, they've just been like scavenger hunt specials more than anything else, because we just have to deal with the scraps, basically. Like, we've got Randy Schneider scouted out again. He's playing for Alcorcon, who finished top of their division. Oh, so he's getting promoted. Okay. So he won't join us anyway, Randy Schneider. But the point was, if he was in a division below us, surely he'd want to move up a division, even if it was with us, although his transfer interest is none. That's my thinking, at least. I think the game just has to wait for us to update, and then players will be interested. Commercial summary is still not looking particularly good. We are making a little bit more money than we have done in previous years, but it's not really made a dent on the finances, which is now £1.2 million in the red. There does come a point as well, I must say, where maybe it's worth spending money and using the £500,000 or so we've got to spend and going more into the reds, but actually getting some good players in. That's also an option. I would say it's last resort because I don't want to spend the money and put us more into debt, but it might be the only way to get some good players. Every player in Spain has a minimum fee release clause, so we know that we can bid up to a certain amount on players. Like if a player's got a £500,000 minimum fee release clause, we know that's the very much we can, or the very most we can spend on him. We could maybe try and get him for 100,000. To be fair, there's a centre back here, Cesar, £155,000 minimum fee release clause from Recreativo. Doesn't look too bad, you know. I mean, his passing is a little bit low, but everything else looks alright. He's in line with Lepetra and Cipollina apparently, but as good as Lepetra, so that wouldn't be a bad player to bring in. Has some potential on him as well. Transfer, make an offer. Let's just suggest they want £135,000 with all these kind of add-ons in their percentage of profit from next sale, 40%. Well, I should have maybe not done this bit, but if we can try and bring this down to like 80k or something like that, and then after league appearances, after 50 games, 4k, yeah, have it that's fine. They agree to 80k, so maybe this is the way forward. Whilst I think about it as well, players with expired contracts, let's try and get a few of these guys in. Like the best ones we've got scouted out, first and foremost, transfer, offer a trial for 4 weeks. And then look at centre-backs with decent world reputation as well and offer trials to these guys. Someone good might come through. In the meantime, Recreativo contracts for Cesar. Let's start negotiating this contract. A fringe player at first, that doesn't really fill me with promise, I must say. Let's finalise that, negotiate the contract. It's a pretty, well, maybe not a cheap contract. Let's get him down to like 750. Get rid of every way possible for him to make money in the future, like that. Minimum fee release clause is fine as it is. Suggests that he wants £1,000. How about 800, 850, 800? Let's get him on an 800. There we go, sorted. Cesar's coming in, I think, and that's the first player I think we've actually spent money on. Players are arriving on trial, and judging by this first one, they might not be very good. Come on. We need some good players here. 3 stars and above, at least. Come on. Give me some 3 stars. Everyone's 2 stars. Oh, that was The trials might have been a waste of time, if I'm honest with you. But we have picked up some good players from trials in the past. So, you know, it's swings and roundabouts. Sometimes you're going to get a good bunch, sometimes a bad bunch. Yes, they all look absolutely terrible. None of them look very good. Won't be first team material, so let's just get rid of them all now. So, the first transfer is done and dusted. Are we with it? So, the first transfer done and dusted. Cesar, I hope he's good. We're spending money on him. Like, there's more pressure to this because we're spending money on him. But he's arriving in a week's time. Oh, we'll accept it. That's that. We'll find out in a week's time if he's any good. Please. I'm not too fussed about getting Trilly back. He was good, but he's not going to be good enough for the division we're going into. It's Kahinde and Lepetra. I want them both back. Kahinde, apparently we can't get. Lepetra, make an offer. Loan. They say yes if we pay $2,000 of his wages. I feel like we were doing that already, though, were we? We were already doing that. And we know Lepetra is good. We know that he's good. He can play right back as well if we need him to. Oh, go on then. Why not? I feel like I just want to get a number in. So I feel like actually Lepetra, let's get him back again. And then of course if Kahinde also comes along as well, that would be perfect. But it is going to be so hard to get players in. And actually, now that his extension has been confirmed, amazing stuff. We're going to have Lepetra next season as well. He's fantastic. Maybe it is better not to make too many signings. I know I said earlier on that I want to try and keep the team pretty similar because we can't really get anyone else in. It's going to be difficult to afford to get more people in. But actually, I think keeping that level of consistency and keeping an element of continuity, that's the same sentence, isn't it, basically, I've just said there. But basically, I think that would work better for us than making wholesale changes and everyone's got to get used to each other again, basically. This time, it's just going to be a continuation. But I won't say no to 5-star loan players at all, so we'll try and get some of them. Right, who are these lot then that have just been sort of scouted out? I mean, who's this guy? Unai Zabala, a centre mid / attacking midfielder, 19 years old. He's not very happy at Baracaldo. Can we sign you, please? This could be alright, you know. Approach to sign. He wants to be a star player. Well, how about regular starter instead? And try and get rid of that improved midfield. Let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of that Enganche one. Because that no one uses an Enganche. I don't know what that does. So let's suggest, though, he's happy with that. And he wants $2,000 a week. This is the thing. We're going to have to start paying more money now. A lot more money for players. If we can get down to like 1.4 or something like that, that would be quite good. Weirdly, his minimum fee release clause is lower than his relegation release fee clause. That seems very odd. Let's push this up to like 250k. Lock that in. Unused project fee's got to go to suggest that, and he wants a lot more money now. 1.6k, 2.2, 1.7k, 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 1.8k is a deal. Okay. There's another player coming in, maybe. I feel like that's a good addition to the midfield. Oh, very, very quickly here, set to sign for us. He agreed that very quickly, Unai Zabala. Accept that. So that's 2 players coming in now. I'll be honest with you, we don't have the greatest scouting knowledge on these players either. So there is an element of concern about these signings that are going to be announced in the next few days. Unfortunately, Yaya, Ronan, Javi Vazquez, they are all leaving the club. Trilly and Kahinde also leaving after their loans. We'll try and get Kahinde back, though. I really want him back. Right, it's the 1st of July now. The new players, Cesar and Unai, should be joining us. Let's see. Trilly's gone. Kahinde's gone. Oh, he's got... Okay, not quite yet. Next continue button. Right, they should be here when this goes away again. Come on. Show me the boys. Show me how good are the players we've just bought. You know, Cesar will come in, he'll be 4-star. Unai will come in, he'll be 4-star. And we're like, oh, we've got the makings of a great squad here. The makings of a great squad. Deals for 2 players are finalised. I'll be honest, it could have been worse. I'm kind of happy with that, actually. I'm kind of happy. The scouts were pretty spot on with the star ratings. Start off with 19-year-old Unai Zabala, 3.5 stars of current ability. Comes in as joint second best centre midfielder at the club. Is a bit of a playmaker. Can do box-to-boxing as well, which is good. So I quite like this. This looks quite good to me. And then Cesar comes in, 3-star current ability. We've paid a little bit of money for him, but, you know, it's 3 stars at 18 years old. You know, he's got potential. He can develop quite nicely. So again, I feel like we've done quite well with both of these. He's not really a ball-playing centre-back, so development training, let's get him straight on to being a ball-playing centre-back. That's what we want and what we like. On defend as well, take control of his individual training. His first touch passing technique, that's what needs to go up. So if we go down to, where is it? Passing, there we go. That's vision passing technique. First touch won't quite be increased massively, but it needs his vision increasing too. So let's get him training that. Okay. I'm happy. I feel like we've done a good job there. I feel like they're two good signings. Right, just been looking at the squad registration. Currently, players who are under the age of 18 on the 1st of January 2025 do not need to be registered. So we've got 4 players, Timo Wolf, Scott Marshall, Juan Diaz and Cesar, all under that bracket, so they don't need to be registered. After that, we can register 20 outfield players at maximum. Currently, we've got 17 of those in the squad. So we've got room for 3 more players. What I do want to do, though, is sell a couple players and actually get some players out on loan. The first one of the players to sort of be called is going to be Kike. He is supposedly the worst player in the squad right now. He is not wanted by anyone, unfortunately, but he's getting on a bit, he's expensive, and we don't need him anymore. So Kike, transfer, offered to clubs. I'll just transfer this in for an unspecified fee, and hopefully someone buys him. I'm quite keen to get Scipio, and I'm quite keen to get Jez Finley out on loan this season. I want them to play a bit of football elsewhere. So transfer, offer to clubs for loan, and just see if anyone wants them. But traditionally, no one's wanted any of our players on loan ever. So I'm not really holding out much hope for that. I don't know if part of the reason is because we are technically based in Gibraltar, although the game thinks we are in Spain because we have to say our nation is Spain to play in the Spanish leagues. We are technically still in Gibraltar, so I guess that's maybe why players don't want to go or can't go on loan maybe. And as you can see, no one wants any of these players, unfortunately. Kike, let's offer him out again. Transfer, offer to clubs for, let's actually go for, he's valued at 14k, let's say 10k, offer to clubs. Scipio and Jez, I think we're going to struggle to get them out on loan because no one wants our players on loan for whatever reason. But we like getting players in on loan. And Kahinde, apparently, is interested in coming back to us on loan. Please, I beg you, Espanyol, please let us have him. They've said yes. They want him to play as a libero. No, ball playing centre back, please. Suggest that. Ball playing centre back, please. Suggest that. Don't make me play him as a libero, please. Ball playing centre back. There we go. We've got that sorted out. Kahinde, we need you back, please. We need to actually do some more scouting on players who are interested in joining us this season. We've not got much of that sorted out yet. So let's get these scout reports done quickly. But for a player of Kahinde's quality to be available to us that early on in the transfer window on loan, that makes me happy. I feel like we might be able to get other players of his quality early on in the window rather than waiting for late on in the window like we have done in previous years. No one wants Kike though still. Okay, that's not so good. We might have to offer him out for just like £1,000. We just need to get him gone basically because he is taking up a huge chunk of the wage budget on £900 a week. And one club has come in for him offering £1,000. I'll be honest, I'll accept anything. We just need to get him off the wage bill. I keep meaning to do it, and I keep forgetting to do it. I'll remember to do it right now. We need to look at the B team as well, see if anyone's worthy of a promotion from there. O'Neill Jr., he's the one that should be promoted. The issue is we've got too many decent strikers, and this is part of O'Neill's issue, because he couldn't really score for us last season, but then scored 14 for the B team. So he's too good for the B team, not quite good enough for our first team yet, but then no one wants him on loan because we can't get players out on loan elsewhere. So it's so difficult. I think we move him up though, just because he'll replace Kike, obviously. So let's move to the under-19 squad to then get him to the first team, because that's the only way we can get it to work. O'Neill obviously will take up a player registration spot as well, because he's 21 years old, so that will do. Other than that, I'm not seeing anyone who's quite ready to make the move up yet. Under-19 squad, O'Neill's there, obviously. We'll move him in a second, but no one else there ready to take the step up either. If we take off the interested in loan option, loads of players come up, actually, that we have got scouted out. And we might be able to try and get some of these guys, like this Diego guy, who's a very good wing-back. Transfer, make an offer, loan. We can get him 2.8 grand a week. Play him as a wing-back, not a full-back, and we'll have to do this whole. Yeah, we can pay more money. Can we? Can we? No, we can't pay you more money. We can only pay up to 70%. So we can go back to 70. And we'll have to say fullback, suggest that, and play him as a fullback, not a wing-back. And this Tony guy up here from Man United, transfer, make an offer, loan offer, They don't want him to come to us. You hate to see it. Well, I thought we're on a good run there. Obviously, though, we will be waiting for more scout reports to come through on loan players. But if we can get those 2 players in on loan, that would be incredible. Dekene wants to talk about a new contract because he's important to the squad. And he is important to the squad. He was superb last season. Really good. He's on $450 a week right now. I mean, obviously, I'll talk to Chitijel first to try and get him to not want a new contract because I'd rather not pay him more money and he doesn't want a new contract right now, so Chitijel has done his job. Eventually, he'll get a new contract, but I'm not willing to pay him more money right now. Oh, now this is good. Our stature has significantly increased because we have done well in the past year or so. That's good for our reputation. According to this, we are still quite far down. Where are we on this list? We are really far down. I must have gone past us because this is 4th division clubs right there. Where are we on this? Where are we? Can I just check? We are here. We are. Oh, we're 1-star regional. So this is why players aren't very bothered about coming to us. I didn't think we were that bad reputation wise. Clearly we are. I honestly thought we were higher than that. After the successes that we've had, I thought we were higher. Our reputation is terrible. So actually, when I do load everyone in, we are only 1 star. So we are right down here. Surely I'll be able to see us on here. There. We're literally within teams in the 3rd division, 4th division. Not good. Hopefully a season or 2 in the 2nd tier of Spanish football, though, will do us some good and we'll get to a national reputation pretty quickly. This is the sign that we need to move into the new division, because that's when the game restarts and resets itself, doesn't it, over the summer break. So as you can see now, we are still first in the... It's not quite worked yet. I just want to see how far behind we are in our division. That's the main thing I want to see. You know, here we are, right, 12th in La Liga Smartbank. It's here. Season preview. We're not bottom. Well, we're not bottom, but we are bottom because they don't offer odds on the B teams because they can't get promoted, because obviously you can't have a B team in the top flight of Spanish football. So they just don't do odds on these teams. I imagine these teams are much better than we are. So actually, no, we are favourites to come bottom, I would imagine, this season. By quite a significant margin as well, as you'd probably expect. So we have got to do everything possible to avoid relegation. Please, Kahinde, please, Diego, we need you. Please accept contracts. Please come to us on loan because we need a solid back line this season. Kike is off for £1,000, which is fantastic. We don't need you anymore. You know, you've been a great servant to the club, but you're on far too much money and we need to save that money for players in on loan. So thank you, Kike, for everything, but it's time to say goodbye. Oh, we get £5 million this season for TV rights. That doesn't come in straight away, but it comes in over the course of the season, which does balance the books a little bit. Oh, you love to see it. Finally, with that TV deal, we might be on some sort of sound financial footing, so we're not going to lose any more money than we already have done. That's the sort of thing that we need. Oh, that is beautiful. Also seeing some more good players available for loan, so I think we just try and get as many as possible. Juan Diaz now wants a new contract. Again, Chitijel, can you sort this one out for me, please? I don't want to give you a new one just yet because I need to put the money into loan players, and again, Chitijel, sort me out. Oh, Scott Marshall and Timo Wolf both want... Look, no one's getting new contracts, okay, because Chitijel is telling you you're not going to get a new contract. No one's getting one. Scott Marshall no longer wants one. Andre, talk to Timo Wolf for me, please, will you? Timo no longer wants one. Andre, I don't know what we're going to do without him when he retires. Oh, amazing. Kahinde is coming back to the club. Accept that straight away. Okay, I'm very happy with our back line. Well, our centre-backs. I think if we use the 3 centre-backs, we're going to be good this season. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I think things have happened here. Oh no. When I was doing the squad registration before, it was for last season's rules, not this season's rules. So now everyone that I thought was under the age of 18 on the 1st of the 1st, 2025 and wouldn't need to be registered, does now need to be registered for the squad. So Cesar and Juan Diaz and everyone else need to be registered. So auto pick this, please. Clear selection. The game's broken. It's not clicking anything. Has the game just crashed? What is going on here? I'm going to do Control-Alt-Delete. Cancel. Oh, dear me. I think I've broken the game. Oh, no, we're back. We're back. Back to the squad registration then. Let's just auto-pick everything. Or it doesn't like auto-select. It does not. Oh, it does now. Basically, it's telling me not to play Javi Vazquez or Scipio this season. I'll confirm that for now, but we can have 23 outfield players in the squad now. So that's actually a bit of a boost. So that might be okay if we do get rid of a little bit more dead wood. Registration rules will always be the bane of my life. So actually, I don't think we've got that bad of a squad, actually. The back line, the centre-backs have been the main area of concern. We've got two guys in that we know are very good from last season and really helped us keep clean sheets last season. We've got Cesar there who's good. We could do with some better wing-backs, though, better than Thompson and Brito. A left-back's coming in. Hopefully a right-back will come in soon. Rail Sporting make Zubalaga offer. Now, usually, there's a little red arrow on there, or red icon on there that sort of says you can negotiate this. Rail Sporting Gijón may have just triggered Zubalaga's minimum fee release clause, which I think is 6.5 million. No. Okay, well, I've wasted your time by telling that they might have paid £6.5 million for him. They haven't. It's just a normal offer. I swear they normally have like a bit of red on them, though, saying you've got to like do something with this one. Either way, we will reject it, obviously, because we're not letting him go for that little. He's upset, though, that he can't go. So now, Shitty Gel, you've done fantastic work in telling players they can't have new contracts. Please tell Zubalaga he can't leave the club. Please. And he's happy to stay. You love to see it. Andre Shittigel, he is just, he's a beautiful man who just gets things done. Not so good. Diego, the left back, not the centre back, the left back, doesn't want to play for us. Okay then, mates. Granada, they want Zubalaga though. I'll be honest, Raul Zubalaga can go for £6.5 million. I'll say that to them. You know, let's get rid of things like that. Get rid of that. Let's get rid of percentage of profit from next sale. Just put percentage of next sale. Percentage of next sale, 50%. 6.5 million. You can have him. 6.25. I think if you go to 6.5, they get rid of those for some reason. So let's lock it into 6.25. And they've withdrawn that, obviously. Luckily, we have found another good left back. Gotti from Osasuna. Crossing not so good, but is a wing back. Transfer, make an offer. Loan. They want us to pay 80%. We can only afford 50%. Will they let us have him? Either way, no, they won't. So more left backs needed to be. I think we have got more scouted out coming, so we'll find out more left backs soon. In terms of right backs, it's looking just as bad. So again, we should have some scout reports come through for right backs. Although when I click on them, it does give me like a star rating. But like this guy's 17. And apparently is a decent fullback / wingback. Make an offer, loan, no monthly fee. Of course, it's Betis. It's Betis. Oh, we should look at Betis players, shouldn't we? I'll make the offer for him and see what happens. Because you never know. Right, the B team. There's actually some players who are available. Most of them are unavailable. But Diego is listed. He's a different Diego to the potential. We don't need him as a right winger. We don't need him. As much as it'd be good to get him, we don't need him. This guy, Anthony, is a right back / centre back / centre mid. I think because we can get him for free, we just bring him in. And the guy underneath him is a centre mid, Alex, and he's also listed. And again, transfer, make an offer because we can get him. Let's try and get him in. There's a guy I've just found here, Jose Vincent Crespo, centre mid, CDM, and centre back. Again, how much do these... No, we need fullbacks. Fullbacks, Tom. Let's not get distracted. Fullbacks. Just need to have a little bit of patience before... Just need to have a little bit of patience to get those scout reports in, but it should be okay. Finally, some clubs want our players on loan. Amazing. So this club, who are in the 4th division of Spanish football, they want Scipio. Please take him. We need to get him out on loan, playing some football. And Jez Finley, Mons Calpe want him on loan. Take him, please. You know, we need him playing regular football on loan somewhere. Although saying that, Mons Calpe are in Gibraltar. Although they came second last season, so they are better than I believe they are better than our B team. They came second last... Yeah, I'm happy for him to play there. He'll play some European football as well, which actually will be very, very good for him too. Frees up some room, actually, which actually we're going to need if we get all these players in on loan. So that's actually very handy. Europa want Harry Gazzalucci on loan. No, because they... Oh, no, they're not Europa from Gibraltar. They're in Spanish football. Yes, in that case, then, I'm happy for Gazzalucci to go out on loan this season. He is a good player and did play a fair bit last season towards the end of the season. but I don't think we'll use him much this season. So I'm happy for him to go on loan. Europa FC want Josh Thompson. You can have him for £500,000, but other than that, you can't have him. He's also actually our best right back right now, so we need to keep him at the club for now. I like how players are actually being bid for now, on loan. That's the best news though out of all of this. So Scipio on his way out, fantastic stuff. Enjoy your loan spell. I think that would do really, really well for his development. I think him playing regular football will be fantastic for that development. We just need the players to come into the club now. We're still waiting on them, which I'm a little nervy about, because the longer it takes, the more chance it's going to have to fail. Like this guy, the 17-year-old fullback that we wanted, he has rejected us. You hate to see it. I am starting to get stressed out about fullbacks. I am getting there. And I'm also getting stressed out about his other Betis players because the transfer window is not long to wait now. Gazzalucci heading out on loan to Europa, which is great for him. Have a great season there. Come back next season better to be a first choice fullback for us. But these other loans on the inside, Anthony and Alex, come on. Sign the contract. Sporting Gijón still wants Zubilaga. The answer is still no. And still no. Okay, one of them's coming in. Anthony, fantastic. Let's accept this one. He's the centre-back / centre-mid. Can play anywhere along the spine of the squad. So that is going to be really useful for us. Or maybe not quite so useful because the scout said he was 4-star. He's coming as a 2.5-star player. So that's not ideal. But he can play right back. And he can play in a lot of different positions. So he's very useful to have, actually. But Alex has rejected us. Which is, it's not the worst because he's more of an attacking midfielder. And we need fullbacks. And it's not the worst one, that one. Speaking of fullbacks, though, we're just not getting any scouted out. Why? Unless we are scouting them out and they turn out they don't want to join us. That could be the issue. Right backs? Any right backs available? No right backs. What is going on? What am I paying my scouts to do? Clearly nothing. Let's just cancel all of these assignments, alright? Player search, right back, sort it by value, and just get these top ones scouted out now. But given that we are 2 weeks away from the start of the season, the fullback situation hasn't been rectified. Yes, we've got Brito and we've got Josh Thompson, but they're not ideal first choices. We are going to be cutting it very, very fine. But because we are 2 weeks away from a season now and the vast majority of our transfer work has been done, I think it might be a good time to call it there for today's episode and come back, not the Villarreal B game because we literally played them last season, they were in our division. We're going to come back for the Lugo game. I think the Lugo game is the first big one of this division and it'll be good fun. So we're going to come back for that one. So I'm going to try and sign a fullback on both sides. That's going to be, it's much easier said than done, I must say. That's going to be very, very difficult, I think, in the current situation. I might try and sign 1 or 2 players who are a little bit older with some experience to actually tutor some of our younger players. Because I think we are lacking now quite severely in old players. Sort it by age. Shitty Gel, that keeper, are 31-27. That's 24 downwards. I mean, Raul Jr. is one of the oldest players at the club, which is mental. So we could do with a couple of older faces around the squad as well, but they're expensive and we might have room for them. So the priority is fullbacks, but other than that, I don't know. Either way, thank you ever so much for watching today's transfer special. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have done, drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new round here. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.